There's a reason why we're called a consumer country. We're consumers. You know, that's not a good thing, that our country is known among the nations as the greatest consumers. That's actually that's not bragging rights for America. Many nations, there's other nations that are known as producing nations. We're no longer known as the greatest producing nation. We're known as the consumer nation. Why? Because we consume more bread than any nation on the planet. And I'm not talking about a loaf of bread. I'm talking about the things that we convert from seed into bread. I heard this report this week, and when it came out, I immediately checked to see who put out the report, and our government put out this report. And it says that consumer confidence is once again beginning to soar. Consumer confidence is once again beginning to soar. What does that mean? Why is it so important to our government that we believe, or why we have confidence? Why is that? It's because of this. The greater the confidence, the more we consume. Why are they trying to boost our confidence? Because the more we consume, not the more we save, not the more we produce more seed, the more we would consume. Last week, the message was all about seed eaters and bread makers. How many of you remember that from last week? We identified seed eaters and bread makers. Gave you some real practical examples, very simple things you could look at your finances and identify seed eaters and bread makers in your finances. Today, and for the next few weeks, there's going to be a moment in the message where I give you some seed eaters and bread makers. I'm going to give you 3 today. Are you ready for this? These are going to be so simple, your mind's going to reject it. Your mind's going to say, Pastor, you know, I mean, that's common sense. Why are you putting that in a message? Our time's valuable in church. Why are you putting this that's so simple. It's so simple, ladies and gentlemen, we don't do it. Are you ready for this? Number 1, when you're approaching a stop sign, stop. Why? Because if you don't stop, it could cost you $300. $368, the front row's telling us. Why do I know? Why would I be willing to do that? Is because somebody in the front row I know got one? Well, I didn't know that. But I will say this. In our church, 3 services, and all there's probably 600, 700, 800 people in Champion Life Church. I hear a lot of crosstalk from our congregation. And you know what I've come to understand? We as a congregation are giving thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. What is that? The process of converting seed into bread. Penalty. Why? Because we do this thing called a California stop. And now the law officers in the room are going, you're giving away our trade secrets here. What are you doing? Here's another one. Number 2. Are you ready for this? This is going to go even more practical. You're going to go, and if this is you, just keep looking straight ahead. You don't have to say, you caught me, Pastor. You don't have to do that. Ready? Here we go. You're in your car. You're driving towards a stoplight. It turns yellow. Do not speed up. Don't speed up. It turns yellow. Slow down. If you're going to speed up when you enter the yellow light, then at least smile. So that you have a picture for your next Christmas card, okay? Guess what? We're wasting thousands of dollars converting good seed that our families need.
So good, Pastor.
Thank you, Linda. Your husband's done a lot of this, hasn't he? And your son.
I'm not saying, though. I'm not saying.
If I remember right, no, I won't say it.
Yeah, the whole family's been given.
The whole family has been sowing into our local government. Okay. One more. I'm just going to give you 3 today and move on because I can tell this played out better in my mind than it is in reality. We have a lot of snowbirds in our community at this time. So what happens? Our roads are extra full. Our highways are full, which means what? It's going to take an extra 5 minutes. It's going to take an extra 10 minutes to get to work. So you can continue to leave at the same time and speed to get there, Hence, can anybody guess where we're going with this? And give away more seed, turn more of your hard-earned seed into bread, or you can leave a few minutes early and get there without speeding. I mean, I know this is really practical, but I just want to make sure that we understand this. Protect your seed. Protect your seed.